Welcome back to the Esther Effect. My name is Georgia, and this is God's channel. I just wanted to share with you something that really challenged me. It's so funny because at LCU especially, just our faith is so strong in certain areas, and then when it comes to a different area, it's almost like you forget everything that you already know in this other area. Like for instance, in my case, it was finances versus healing. So when it comes to healing just seems to be so easy for me. I just believe and I just know and it's gonna happen. And where maybe other people, it's not the same for healing. I just pray and I'm like, it's happening. Even if I don't see it right away, like almost always I see it right away. But sometimes you don't see it right away, but my heart knows that it's happening, that it's coming. And it doesn't really matter when, but that's the Lord's heart, so it's happening. And so yesterday I was kind of having kind of a hard time, frustrated. Like I have student loans, and like most people, I have been working really, really hard to get it all paid off. And LCU. So the Lord just has a lot of plans, right? We can't be doing that if we have student loans. There's a lot of different areas where we are so strong in our faith and we're like, yeah, the Lord's gonna do that. And some other people, it's like their spouses, they just don't know if the spouse is gonna be there or if they're gonna get married or if he's gonna be everything that they wanted and whatever. But for me, that's not a problem. I already know, I don't have to worry about it. And it doesn't really matter when it happens because it's not a big deal. I just know. I was just worried a lot about the finances yesterday and all the things that the Lord wants me to do, raising money for LCU, plus paying off different credit cards in my car and student loans and all these things that people just happens, right? I know the truth, but I was just when you're just annoyed. Well, that was happening. So Jesus help us all. So that same night though, it's funny that when you're feeling attacked and you're letting the enemy go away with it, a bunch of stuff happened. I went out to my car, a belt was broken on my car. I couldn't drive it. Then I went back in and then the key wouldn't work to go back into my work. So I was locked out. I had to have security come get me. And then there's just one thing after another. And even earlier that day, I was figuring out finances and different things and trying to make steps to make it awesome and let Jesus help me. But then I wasn't able to go to work today, to one of my jobs. I had to call in. The Lord made a way for me to have time with him this morning. And I really haven't been spending that much time with him, as much time as I would like. It was a lot less of time that I've been spending with him than what I did during the school year. Got a ride home, one of my friends paid for an Uber for me to go home. It was the Lord. I got home and then this morning I just spent time with the Lord and just journaled 1,000,000 pages. I just surrendered everything. A lot of the conclusions that I came to was just spending a lot of time working, trying to get things paid off so that I could go do what it is that he's called me to do. When you have debt, you're really kind of stuck. I felt like Holy Spirit was saying, you're so surrendered in every other area of your life when it comes to your spouse, when it comes to the call on your life, when it comes to doing what I've asked you to do, going to LCU, going on these mission trips. For me, it doesn't really matter when it happens. I already know that it's gonna happen. When people need to get healed, it's gonna happen. But when it comes to finances, I was working so hard. Time is a love language. So I'm spending all this time working so hard and spending 80 hours a week, some weeks, to pay for all this debt so that I can go and do all these things, right? Well, the Lord was showing me, you are so surrendered. Why don't you just take that same surrender and put it towards finances? And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Genius. As soon as I surrendered, all of a sudden Matthew 4:24 popped up in my head. My tongue started tingling. The tongue is prophecy and my teeth started tingling. So I knew in that moment what he was saying was 100% true. Matthew 4:24 reads, and his fame went throughout all of Syria, and they brought onto him all sick people that have taken with diverse diseases and torments, and those which were possessed by devils, and those which were lunatic, and those that had the palsy, and he healed them. I was like, Yeah, and I just bawled my eyes out. I was able to surrender it all. And then he brought me here and he said, yeah, this is what I want you to do. You're going to go and preach and heal and see all these things. And I was like, whoa, Jesus, you're amazing. It was like a confirmation to everything that I had just spoken to it with him and just repented of all like trying to do it in my own strength. The Lord really wanted me to parallel the same faith that I have in other areas, which you have the same thing. You have somewhere in your life where you have a strong faith, like you just know, and you just trust the Lord. You're just like, hey, yeah, this is gonna happen. Even if you don't even know the Lord right now, you just know, you just don't worry. Maybe you don't worry about finances, and finances are just always there for you. Well, that's the Lord in your life just showing fruit in that area. Find where you have faith, parallel that same faith to where you feel like you're lacking faith. Like this morning, I was super encouraged by everything that the Lord had to say. Probably still gonna be working on it. I hope this encourages you. I love you so much. Feel free to like, comment, share this with your friends. Subscribe if you don't want to miss another video of what the Lord is doing. We love you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.